Sports trivia fans, come to McBride's in Joliet Thursday at 5 for a chance to be on Beer Money. Be on the show where we ask the questions and you win the cash. Don't miss your shot to be on Beer Money, presented by Coors Light. Test your sports trivia knowledge. And the party of the century continues all week. We celebrate the 1940s. There's Friday, June 6th, when the Cubs take on the Marlins at 3:05. The first 10,000 fans will receive an All-American Girls Professional Baseball League bobblehead. Number 4 of 10 special Wrigley Field Friday bobblehead giveaways. Tickets are still available, including in the Budweiser bleachers. Go to Cubs.com today. Schlitter stays in as the pitcher spot did not come up. And a strike on the catcher, Darno. On 2 bounces, Rizzo backed up, which can always be a little dangerous, but he wanted to get a truer hop, and he flips to Schlitter in time. Now Wheeler will not be asked to lay down a bunt this time. He did in his first 2 plate appearances. Chris Bryant has hit another home run. You can't stop him. You can only hope to contain him. 19 homers on the year in Tennessee beat Birmingham. And the Smokies end an 8-game losing streak. A roller to the shortstop, Castro. He'll fire to first, 2 outs. A lot of Cub fans are paying very close attention to Chris Bryant. Every time he does something, which is every night, we get all kinds of tweets. Bryant hit another homer.
The Bryant watch is on.
Dan Decker, a strike at the knees. This will be it for Schlitter. Again, his spot due to lead off the bottom of this 6th inning. He struck out Flores to get out of the 5th. Cubs bullpen with a sub-2 ERA over the last 18 games.
Both these bullpens have been performing well of late. Three and one.
The Mets have had 5 base runners in 3 different innings, 6 in the 3rd. And a catch by Castro as they go 1, 2, 3 for the first time. Nice leaping grab by Castro. Both guys over there on the left side have made terrific defensive plays tonight, and it's still 1-0.
Welcome to the Friendly, Dad.
I've been hearing good things about Sprint's new network.
Oh, it's unbelievable. Fewer drop calls, better call quality.
It's fast, right?
Ils ont un tout nouveau réseau LTE avec un spectre tribande.
You can also text.
Yes, you can also text.
It's Trey Good.
Okay, I don't know where to go with that.
Join America's newest network, now with faster speeds, fewer drop calls, and better call quality. And for a limited time, get a switching bonus worth up to $650. Happy connecting from Sprint.
The Father's Day Suit Event. Right now at K&G, 100% wool suits are just $99.99. Plus select designer suits are $199.99. Buy one, get two free. The Father's Day Suit Event at K&G.
K&G.
Miguel Cotto, Sergio Martinez, the legendary warrior versus the superstar middleweight champion.
Big left hand by Martinez, and down goes Barker on a right hook. And he is taking big thunder, and a left hook upstairs from Cotto. He's getting hammered.
Cotto is beating the hell out of him.
Will he get up? No, he's been knocked out.
Cotto versus Martinez. Saturday, June 7th, 9 p.m. Eastern and 6 p.m. Pacific, live on pay-per-view.
The Father's Day Suit Event. Right now at K&G, 100% wool suits are just $99.99. Plus select designer suits are $199.99. Buy one, get two free. The Father's Day Suit Event at K&G.
K&G.
Welcome back. The Chicago Sports Museum and Harry Carey's 7th inning stretch are now open at Water Tower Place. The museum combines high-tech interactive experiences with an impressive collection of game-used treasures. Come challenge your friends or just yourself.
Great leaping catch by Castro to help Schlitter work a clean 1-2-3 in the top of the 6th. All kinds of opportunities for the Mets through the first 5 innings tonight. Darwin Barney will bat for Schlitter.
Now, this is about as one-sided a one-run ball game as you can find, with the way Wheeler has shut down the Cub hitters, and then what the Met hitters have done in terms of all the traffic and at least 3 or 4 rockets for outs.
He works to the pinch hitter Barney, way inside, ball 1. Now 1-1. Be followed by Bonifacio and Lake. The Cubs have had more than 3 batters in an inning once. That was the second when 4 men came to the plate. It's been the minimum every other inning. I said the Mets have had a lot more opportunities. There you have it. And that left on base stat, would I call it irrelevant? It can be very misleading.
Yeah.
I mean, you could score 12 runs in a ball game and leave 13 guys on base. Usually means you've got a lot of opportunities. Tonight it has meant the Mets have not converted it on a lot of chances. I guess I'd rather have more left on base in the big picture than
sure. And
yeah.
a lot of times we'll throw that number out there. Hey, they're just 2 out of 10 with runners in scoring position. Well, if they're 3 out of 10 with runners in scoring position, they're batting .300, which is really good.
Or you could be 3 out of 15 and win the game 6-2.
Yeah. And what managers and hitting coaches, they just want to see a good approach in those situations. They want to see a mature approach by their hitters in big situations. They give you the same quality at bat under pressure that they would in a low leverage situation. The psychology in the 2 dugouts tonight would be interesting too, because the Cubs have to be feeling pretty good about the way things have gone with all the base runners they've allowed to be just down 1. Now they got to figure out a way to get to Wheeler here. I'm sure Terry Collins and his guys are over in the Met dugout scratching their heads going, man, I can't believe we don't have 5 runs by now.
Every Sunday is Kids Retro Toy Sunday here at Wrigley Field. This Sunday at 1:20, the Cubs host the Marlins. The first 5,000 kids 13 and under Get an Andy Pafko mini figure, which is the 4th of 10 Cubs retro toy giveaways. Then after the game, the first 1,000 kids 13 and younger can run the bases. For more info or to purchase seats, go to Cubs.com. The 1-0 to Junior Lake. Bounced foul. 34,697 on a beautiful night here at the ballpark.
Kind of night that makes you change your plans. Maybe you thought about taking in a movie, staying home watching a little television. You get a night like tonight, let's go to the ballpark.
Nationals shut out the Phillies tonight 7-0. Jordan Zimmerman got the win. And Ryan Zimmerman's return from the DL. Wheeler is wheeling and dealing tonight. He has 6 strikeouts and hasn't given up a run through 6.
If ever you're not satisfied with one of our tires, please feel free to bring it back. Thank you. Discount Tire Company.
Every holiday, every milestone, and every celebration. For more than 60 years, Binny's Beverage Depot has been there, helping you celebrate the best times of your life.
Think Honda Accord is the right fit? Think again. Accord can't park itself, but the Ford Fusion can practically do it for you. Plus, Fusion offers EcoBoost for great fuel efficiency. And we think that fits perfectly.
Get a Fusion with 0% financing for 60 months plus $1,000 bonus cash, or lease for just $189 a month.
Real sports fans want to watch the game live, and nobody has more live sports than Xfinity. This is our sports app.
It'll show you every game that's playing live and every game that's scheduled to play.
It's got everything I need. Live scores updated right now.
See these live games highlighted in white? Click on any of them and watch live.
Fourth quarter, it's all tied up. I want to see this triple overtime game.
Wow. Wow, that's amazing. This is the ultimate experience right here.
Enjoy the most live sports like never before with an Xfinity X1 Triple Play. See for yourself. Call 1-800-XFINITY.
Mark Shanowski inviting to join us for Sportsnet Central after Cubs postgame live. Full coverage from Wrigley Field. The Blackhawks say goodbye for the season. Plus, the Bears with a little OTA scuffle.
Visit CSNChicago.com for great deals on your favorite team's merchandise. From jerseys and hats to autographed memorabilia and more. Outfit yourself in your favorite team's gear and visit the fan shop at CSNChicago.com now.
Joe Montaigne, I don't know if we've done the actual tabulations, but I don't think anyone has done the stretch more often than you have.
Maybe.
Which is good.
It's good if we've won when I've been here. I'm hoping.
Nice to see you back. How are you?
Great to be back. Thank you.
So do you know your winning percentage?
I don't, but I know you won last year and you won big last year.
Yeah.
So now I'm hoping you win, whether big or not. We hope we win again this year.
So we're celebrating a Wrigley Field's 100th birthday, and the first time you sang the stretch was about the millionth time you've been in the ballpark, we should say. 1998, that was the Kerry Wood game.
Right.
And you threw out the ceremonial first pitch, and you got an autograph from Woody?
Yes, I did. He got an autograph. He dated it, and then, of course,
when did he
history was
sign
made.
it? Did he sign it after the game?
He signed it after the game.
Okay.
Yeah.
So after he strikes out 20, he signed your ball.
Yeah, because I thought to myself, this is important. I better get on this. Prior to that, it was like, well, okay, it's another day at the ballpark, but wow, it was really something.
It was Daniel Murphy. James Russell now pitching. And a foul back. So let's go back to your early days. You've talked about, okay, if you're a North Sider, you're a Cub fan. South Sider, you're a White Sox fan. But that's you at, what, 9 years old?
That's, there I am.
West Side, it was usually what your parents...
It was jump ball.
Yeah.
Exactly. I remember my dear friend Ernie Majerus lived next door, and he was a huge White Sox fan. And that was just the way it was. If you grew up in the West Side, you went the way your either mom or dad or whoever it was. So, for me, it was the Cubs. Ernie, it was the White Sox. Ernie got a little more satisfaction over the years. But outside of that, I'm proud to be a Cub fan, and it's just been great. We're still in the best ballpark in baseball.
Speaking of Ernie, nice segue, as Rizzo will feed Russell. So Bleacher Bums, Ernie comes and sees it, right? And then you became Ernie Banks' friend?
What it was is, I had done the play Hair in 1969.
Oh, Hair,
that's
right?
what it was.
Okay, that's what it was.
And I used to wear, in the second act, I'd wear an Ernie Banks T-shirt, because in the play Hair, it was kind of free form. And he saw me in the T-shirt and sent a message backstage. I'd love to have him come as my guest. And so I did, and I came to the game the next day, and it was kind of weird. It was 1969, so I was doing the play Hair. My hair's past my shoulders. I'm in the dugout. I remember Ron Santo, I was just mentioning the guys on the radio. Ron Santo walked by me, and I looked at Ron. I said, "Hey, Ron, hit a home run today." And he looked at me, and he says, "I'll do my best, son." And what was great is, as the years passed, Ron and I became dear friends, and I wound up even producing a film based on his life, This Old Cub, with his son, Jeff. And so anyway, my love affair with this team has been well over 60 years now. And it's great. I mean, I feel very blessed to have been born in the city that has, the Chicago Cubs.
2-1 on David Wright. What a beautiful night.
Yeah, great night. And of course, I used to sit out there in the bleachers, and that's where the idea for the play Bleacher Bums came from, because I'd spend all those summers sitting out there wondering, these people seem to find great entertainment regardless of what was happening on the field, and so it was that whole thing of being a fan. I always thought being a Cub fan, that takes dedication. What makes us unique? And that was the crux of the play.
It's all about the journey, right?
All about the journey. Of course, my dear friend Lee Mazzilli is one of my dear friends, as you remember, from the Mets. And Mazzilli, every year, he's been working with the Yankee organization for a while. Every year he always sends me the Yankee Christmas card. It always has something like 25 gold little symbols.
A little trophy.
And he'll always say on it, once again, a card you won't be getting from the Chicago Cubs. So I wait for that day when I'm able to send him that card.
And you can send him a stack this high when it happens.
Yeah, that's right.
We actually have a good Lee Mazzilli story that I think, related when we were in New York. JD and I, it was a day-night doubleheader in April, and he was outside our booth, and a fly ball to right. And Lee Mazzilli said the following: he felt more pressure playing defense during a no-hitter than he did in the World Series, because he felt that obligation to the pitcher, like a perfect game. I don't want to make an error. I thought that was really interesting, that he felt more comfortable in a big game for his team as opposed to.
That is interesting. Well, I guess in a way, it's easier to disappoint maybe the team than the one guy who's
your teammates are everything, right?
Yeah, your teammates everything. So Lee's a great guy, and when I met him first time, I was nervous because I always thought, is he going to remember that I'm the guy in center field bleachers that used to yell at him when he was with the Mets? Like scream at him.
Bum.
Nothing he hasn't heard.
Yeah, and I says that. I said, Lee, do you remember that I used to yell at you before I knew you? And he says, please, I got to Chicago, everybody yelled at me.
And Granderson trying to split the shift, and he does, for a 2-out single. So it's been a good homecoming for Curtis. He's 3 for 3.
Yeah, 3 for 3 and a RBI. The one run in the ball game coming on his sac fly back in the first.
Well, I know you're
you're
here to talk Cubs, but before the stretch here, let's talk shop. Criminal Minds. A decade, right?
We're going into our 10th season. Yeah, it's been great.
Congratulations.
Really terrific. Thank you.
That's great.
Yeah, we feel, we love the show. I think it's we take it very seriously. We represent a real organization with the FBI, and luckily it's resonated actually all around the world. It's a very popular show all over the world.
And the voice of Fat Tony for the last 72 years on The Simpsons.
I've been doing that for 20, I think going on my 24th year now.
Man, unbelievable.
And I went in back in, it was 1991 I did my first one. And thinking it was just going to be a one-shot deal. And I actually based my character on my Uncle Willie. My dear Uncle Willie was 91. He just passed away in January. But, he actually talked like this. So when I came in, I said, well, I'll just talk like this and do this for my Uncle Willie. He'll get a kick out of it. Not knowing I would be doing it for a quarter of a century,
Well, even the best scripts in terms of television shows, you never assume anything, right?
Right, exactly right. No, you just go in, enjoy it, hope for the best. And, I'm blessed. Since I've been 16 years old, I wanted to be an actor, and I've been able to do it. And, not everybody can say that they follow their passion all their life. It'd be like wanting to be a baseball player and get to play for your entire life almost, Yep. It's been great.
One strike on Chris Young. 1-0 Mets. We're in the 7th. They've had their chances. The Cubs haven't had many themselves. Strike called 0-2.
Yeah, it's actors and golfers, right? They get to do it. You can play golf.
Yeah. We don't have the Champions Tour and my acting thing, but I'm definitely in there if there was. But it's been great. It's been great.
And it comes. Ooh, just missed. That's close. Well, you grew up going to day games, but there's something pretty special about this ballpark under the lights as well.
It is. It's such a beautiful, beautiful ballpark. And, now the ivy's grown in. And nobody's wearing parkas as they were just a couple of weeks ago. So it's all good.
Fouled out of play. JD had his winter cap on just 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, but got a lot of wear out of that this year.
Yeah, I bet.
Somebody flipped the switch.
Yeah, that's the thing.
We skip spring here, right?
Yeah, that's the way Chicago springs usually lasts like about 4 hours. It goes right from winter to summer.
Neil Ramirez up in the home bullpen. And another foul by Young. Good battle here.
So you get the restaurant in L.A.?
Yep, we still are in Burbank, California. So we have a restaurant called Taste Chicago. And it's almost like being here because you get your Italian beef, your Polish, your deep dish, your Vienna dogs. So we get a lot of, as you can imagine, a lot of Chicagoans come there. So it's a lot of fun, especially on Fridays. On Friday afternoons, you get all these expatriates who come.
All right, Joe, time to sing.
Great.
1-0 Mets.
Tonight's guest conductor for Take Me Out to the Ball Game, actor and Chicago native Joe Mantegna.
All right, Cub fans, let me hear ya. A 1, a 2, a 3. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I ever come back, and it's root for the Cubbies. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old Cub game. Come on, Cubbies, let's go get 'em!
When cold refreshment calls, Coors Light answers.
world's most refreshing beer.
Now's the perfect time to finish your big projects with the Menards 11% sale. There's never been a better time to save on everything you need. Get an 11% rebate on lumber and shingles, an 11% rebate on patio furniture and outdoor lighting, 11% on storage buildings and landscaping supplies. Plus, don't forget paint and stain, power tools, doors, and lighting. Menards has everything you need to create the yard of your dreams. Hurry in, sale ends June 7th.
Save big money at Menards.
On Saturday, June 21st, play catch in the outfield, hit in the batting cages, or relax in the dugouts of Wrigley Field during Catch in the Confines, presented by Advocate Children's Hospital. Tickets include a personalized photograph, a baseball, you can't play catch without a baseball, and a Wrigley Field 100 DVD. All proceeds benefit Cubs charities. For more information or to purchase tickets, visit cubscharities.org.
Home run swing. Rizzo thinking I'm going to tie the game here, and he missed it. The wind has shut down, at least for the moment. 1-0 Mets, bottom of the 7th. Great job by Joe Mantegna getting this crowd revved up.
Got a little extra Chicago going too when he sang the song. Well, here's Anthony Rizzo's night. First time up, he gets caught looking at a fastball, two-seamer that runs back to the inside corner. His next at bat in the 4th. He's looking for that pitch, doesn't get it, comes up empty. Good execution by Wheeler. Good game calling by Darno. Chance for redemption now for Rizzo. Wheeler's fastball is hitting comfortably 94 to 96 miles an hour all night long.
Jeuris Familia is the right-hander out there. Josh Edgin, the lefty. 3-1. Haven't had a lot of those counts tonight.
One swing and we're tied.
Here it comes out front off the end of the bat.
Yeah, threw him a changeup.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. And a frustrating night for Rizzo. And again, Wheeler continues to strike out one batter literally per inning.
And again, I think Anthony thought they were going to come back inside again, because you see the same movement from that front side. You see the hip flare open. You're looking to be able to turn on an inside fastball.
Bounced foul. I guess if you're Sandy Alderson and the Mets brass, this is the kind of night we've been thinking about with Zach Wheeler.
Yeah, and what you're hoping for is consistency, and they're starting to see it from him. Last time out, he was really good. He struck out 9, didn't walk anybody against the Phillies in a 4-1 win. He worked 6 1/3, allowed just 1 run. Some of his earlier starts, walks really a problem, but he started to, well, at least last couple of times out, he's really smoothed that out. And, you know, when you look at his stuff, you know, he can afford to walk some people. You know, he's ultimately going to be a high strikeout guy. You can live with some walks when you have this kind of an arm.
Ground ball to the shortstop, Flores. He'll scoop and throw in time. Wheeler 1 out away from completing 7 innings for the 4th time in his 29 major league starts. Valbuena 0 for 2. Wheeler passing 100 pitches. In between there, 0-2. If it gets to a closing situation, Henry Mejia is the man. He started the year in their rotation. They've got a revolving door in the 9th inning. Mentioned Bobby Parnell had Tommy John surgery. He pitched on opening day, and that'll be it for this year. A couple of veterans not even on their roster anymore. Jose Valverde and former Cub Kyle Farnsworth. Carlos Torres has 2 saves. Familia has 1. Daisuke has 1.
If they wanted to, they wouldn't have to settle on a closer. They could use multiple options, give them all some experience trying to protect leads in the 8th and 9th inning. Familia might have the best stuff.
And maybe the best name. Jeuris Familia. Well, Louis has run it full, 3-2 after an 0-2 start. Robert Haddon is watching the game in Japan. Said it's Wednesday morning there, but he promises not to tell us how the game ends.
Oh, yeah.
Appreciate
get
that.
the box score. Let us know how it ends up.
Ball 4. And that will end the night of Zach Wheeler. Sherholtz due up, and Terry Collins wants a left-hander.
Well, part game situation, part probably protecting Wheeler a little bit. Been so good tonight.
Here comes Josh Edgin when we return.
Think Honda CR-V offers the tech you want? Think again. Only Ford Escape has an innovative foot-activated liftgate and the great fuel efficiency of EcoBoost. Because at Ford, we know you have your hands full.
Now get an Escape with 0% financing for 60 months plus $1,000 cash back, or lease for just $199 a month.
It all starts with the bread. We wake up thinking about it, then bake it fresh in-store every day. It's a pretty good job with some nice fringe benefits. But we know you've been thinking about it too, because it's the very foundation of your sandwich. You don't take that lightly, so we're always trying to make it even better. That's why we added some ingredients and took others out. We think it's our best bread yet, but come in and see for yourself. Bread is on the rise at Subway.
Caring for your neighbors means going the extra mile. Like when our patient's dad couldn't make it in to get his eyes checked, we went to him. To us, eye care is about a relationship with the person behind the eyes. This is genuine eye care. This is Pearl Vision.
I can't believe how much money we saved on our floors at
Luna. I shopped around, so I know we got the best deal.
Right now at Luna, get an incredible 70% off.
773-202. Luna.
It's left-hander Josh Edgin.
Well, Josh has pitched 9 times for the Mets this year. He's 1-0 with a .159 ERA. Batting average against is quite low, 105. Lefties just 067. Just 5 2/3 innings here at the big league level. 3-0 with a couple of saves, and ERA just below 5 down at AAA for the Las Vegas 51s. But this way, Wheeler out of the game. He can win it. He cannot lose it. Sherholtz 2 hits off Wheeler tonight, so they'll bring the lefty in. Edgin relies heavily on his slider. Fastball 90 to 93 miles an hour, but he throws a lot of sliders. There's one there.
Edgin, born in South Carolina, went to high school in Pennsylvania, and then attended the Ohio State University and Francis Marion University as well. 30th round pick, 2010.
The Swamp Fox.
Francis Marion?
Yeah, not Edgin. Francis Marion.
Interesting, different sources have different birthplaces. Our media guide has him born in Pennsylvania, now lives in South Carolina. At any rate, he's lived in both places.
Maybe it was a long birth. The other thing bringing a lefty in does, it just tightens up the base runner there at first base a little bit.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. So the move pays off for Terry Collins as Edgin strikes out Sherholtz. Still 1-zip Mets.
She's still the one for you, and Cialis for daily use helps you be ready anytime the moment is right. Cialis is also the only daily ED tablet approved to treat symptoms of BPH, like needing to go frequently. Tell your doctor about all your medical conditions and medicines, and ask if your heart is healthy enough for sex. Do not take Cialis if you take nitrates for chest pain, as it may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Do not drink alcohol in excess. Side effects may include headache, upset stomach, delayed backache, or muscle ache. To avoid long-term injury, get medical help right away for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. If you have any sudden decrease or loss in hearing or vision, or any allergic reactions like rash, hives, swelling of the lips, tongue, or throat, or difficulty breathing or swallowing, stop taking Cialis and get medical help right away. Ask your doctor about Cialis for daily use and a free 30-tablet trial.
I'll get it.
Lunch will never be the same. Stop by CC's today and see why. All through June, our lunch buffet is just $5. No other deal beats endless pizza, salad, pasta, and dessert for $5. CC's Endless Pizza, endless value.
Heat shields are compromised. We have multiple failures. Are those thrusters burning?
That's negative. What's that alarm?
Fuel cell 2 is down. I'm having to get her in manually.
This is very exciting. But I'm at my stop.
Come again?
I'm watching this on the train. It's so hard to leave. Good luck with everything.
With the UVerse TV app, the UVerse revolves around you.
Thursday, the Cubs and Mets wrap up their series on the north side. It's Cubs-Mets Thursday at 6 on Comcast Sports Net. Travis Wood, Jacob deGrom, the pitchers for that one.
In celebration of Wrigley Field's 100th birthday season, the Cubs and MasterCard have partnered to offer a limited number of MasterCard Century seats for every game during the 2014 regular season. Fans can use their MasterCard to purchase Upper Decks box tickets for 1914. For more info or to make your purchase, go to Cubs.com/Century Seats.
Well, 3 here with the Mets, and then 3-game set with the Marlins before heading out on another long road trip. So it sure would be nice to get this homestand off to a good start. Job number 1, post to 0 here in the 8th.
One ball, one strike to Duda. Vic Black, the right-hander, is up. Final in Cleveland, 5-3 Indians over the Red Sox. Michael Bourne with a big 2-run double in the 7th. Tribe has won 5 in a row. So the Red Sox lost 10 in a row, won 7 in a row, now have lost their last 2.
Warren was a hero for the Indians the other day. Walk-off home run.
Yeah.
Doesn't hit many of those. Duda has power, but it is greatly diminished against left-handed pitching. He does not have an extra base hit this year against southpaws. Batting .200, 5 out of 25 against left-handed pitching. All 8 of his home runs have come against righties.
So the Blue Jays and Tigers were scoreless going to the 9th inning in Detroit. The final was 5-3 Toronto. They scored 5 in the top of the 9th. The Tigers got 3 in the bottom. Two and two.
The wild finish.
Joe Nathan took it on the chin. His ERA up to 6.86. He was charged with 4 runs out of the 5 and took the loss. Hit hard on a bounce, but Bonifacio will get Duda. That is a long ground out.
The Rover got him. He was playing way back there to begin with and still had to retreat.
That'll be it for the left-hander. Neil Ramirez summoned in a 1-0 game in the 8th.
Welcome to the new Fields Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram in Glenview. Hello, I'm Dan Fields, and we're celebrating.
Our move is complete, and it's time for you to make your move to this incredible facility.
From our spacious state-of-the-art sales areas
to our comfortable customer lounge and cafe.
Our new home is designed to deliver a superior level of customer service.
Plus, every new vehicle has a special celebration price during the Dodge 100-year event.
See Fields first with the all-new Fields Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram at the Glen in Glenview.
For over 50 years, Discount Tire has been the place where America saves on tires. We're not just about tires, we're about people. Come see the difference at your neighborhood Discount Tire. Get a $70 Visa prepaid card on select sets of 4 Bridgestone tires.
This is Mia's new Honda CR-V. The same car that will let the world know that she loves rock and roll. With the Econ button that will help her save a little gas when she sees that same barn house the second time.
Hey, Dad, it's
and
me.
the Bluetooth that will assure her she can always move back home and pay rent.
Okay, Dad.
Start something special now with the CR-V from KBB.com's most trusted car brand. Visit your local Honda dealer today.
Hard-throwing right-hander Neil Ramirez, the rookie, has been superb.
Boy, indeed he has. Check out those strikeout numbers. 19 punch-outs in 11 2/3 innings of work. He's allowed but 6 hits, 4 walks. All adds up to an ERA of 0.77. Schlitter and Russell before him very good tonight. And now Ramirez gets his turn to hold the Mets down.
Mets got their run in the very first inning on a sacrifice fly from Curtis Granderson. That has been it.
Dendecker, the leadoff man who scored the run, got to third base on a wild pitch.
Called strike 3 to end the at bat.
Now this is just a little cheese at the knees right there. 94 miles an hour, knee high, right out towards that outside corner.
Former Met John Buck with a game-winning 2-run homer for the Mariners as they beat the Braves 7-5. Their 4th in a row. Buck had 3 hits. Darno pops foul territory. Who wants it? Rizzo overran it.
Well, he did the right thing in taking charge on the play. Unfortunately, he whiffed on it. He'll be charged with an error. He had a long way to go, but you'd prefer to have your first baseman handle that ball than the catcher. So, you know, he does the right thing, chasing Baker off. He just came a little too far, a little too fast.
Reds have won 4 straight, 8-3 over the Giants in Cincinnati. Giants committed 4 errors.
Bailey beat Lincecum. Giants played a little sloppy against the Cubs.
Yep.
When we were out there.
Royals over the Cardinals 8-7.
Would not be surprised to find out that the Giants make more errors in Lincecum games than any other starter that they have, just because of the nature of the way he pitches. All the deep counts,
right.
all the, long at bats. Not excusing it, but just the nature of it. Players play more sharply behind a guy who's working quickly and throwing strikes.
Cardinals went 2-7 on a 9-game homestand. Another ball in the air. And it'll be Junior Lake to end the inning. It's getting late. Bottom of the 8th. The Cubs trail the Mets 1-0.
At Southwest, we want all of our passengers to be free. Free to spend nights under city lights or country skies. Free to explore new places or spend quality time in an old one. Southwest Airlines offers over 240 daily nonstops from Midway to more than 60 destinations. If it matters to you, it matters to us.
And here we go, folks.
It's your favorite hot dog bun, mustard, and overpriced watered-down beer.
Are you sure you want to eat all that? Because you already weigh more than your team's batting average.
Let's just toast to our anniversary. Oh no, it's corked.
Let's just watch the game. I tweeted all of your friends to come over, but I guess no one showed up.
That's okay. I invited one of your friends too.
It's out of here.
Give a real anniversary gift this year. Escape to the Champagne Lodge in Willowbrook. Book your next special memory at the Champagne Lodge today. You know you deserve it.
This is Joe. He really likes the sun. Joe says the sun can give us all the energy we need without hurting the planet. He says there are people and companies who already know how to use the sun. We just have to get behind them. Can one solution to energy woes be found up in the sky? The possibilities are endless.
Hi, I'm David Kaplan with a Sportsnet Central update. OTAs got a little heated for the Bears today when Lamar Houston and Jordan Mills got into a quarrel. It escalated when Martellus Bennett became involved and needed to be restrained. Coach Mark Trestman called a halt to the session and was unhappy with the wasting of practice time. More on Sportsnet Central after Cubs post-game live. I'll be alongside Todd Hollandsworth. Len and Jim, back to you guys up at the Friendly Confines.
As promised earlier tonight, we have our AT&T fan photo of the game. You can tweet your photo to hashtag #NorthsideFanPhoto for a chance to have it appear in an upcoming broadcast. Brought to you by AT&T. Edgin's still in there with all these lefties. Coughlin and Baker ahead of a pinch hitter.
A couple hard throwing right-handers getting ready in the Cub bullpen.
Rondon just back after the birth of his first child, son named Ian, and Strop recently back from the DL. Two and two.
Cubs have not had a man reach scoring position yet tonight.
Fly ball pretty well hit. Deep left center. Still back. It is gone. Chris Coughlin. And it's 1-1. His first as a Cub, and it ties the ball game.
With a slider that's up in the zone, the Ford home run replay shows Chris Coughlin dumping one into the bleachers in left center for his first Cub home run, and what a big one.
Well, that is good to see. The Cubs have not gotten a lot of home run production from their outfield. For Coughlin, it's the 22nd of his major league career and his first as a member of the Chicago Cubs. And a 1-1 tie.
How about that? The big strike. The Mets had all those chances. They were in the red zone all night long. Coughlin just threw a bomb.
Got to be thinking, are we going to go 14 again? As Baker strikes out. Ruggiano will be announced, and Collins will, I would think, make a move.
Ladies and gentlemen, managing the Cubs, number 20, Justin Ruggiano.
So Edgin struck out 2 of the 3 batters he faced, but the third one hit a home run. Vic Black in the 8th. It's 1-1.
When cold refreshment calls, Coors Light answers. Frost brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
sign a waiver?
Waiver?
Two seats, one for you and one for racing legend Mario Andretti. The fastest seat in sports sweepstakes. Enter for a chance to start a Verizon IndyCar Series race at shophonda.com.
Striker, you're too low.
I know, but Wisconsin is so beautiful in the summer. And so much to do. Over.
Roger.
What? Boating, fishing, biking.
Huh?
I wish I was down there.
Roger.
My name is Kareem.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Looks like I picked the wrong week to quit flying.
I can't believe I ever left this place.
Wow. Welcome home.
Right-hander Vic Black is on to work against pinch hitter Justin Ruggiano.
Just a handful of appearances in the big leagues for the Mets this year, 4 games. One with a 145 in 17 appearances at AAA. But he was wild there, boy. 18 2/3 innings. He walked 17.
And a swing and a miss by Ruggiano.
Mid-90s fastball and a curveball for Black. High walk rates have plagued him throughout his minor league career.
This is his 5th appearance in about a week. Season debut was last Tuesday, and he got the win. He has been a busy guy here with all their extra inning affairs. I'd say, well, let's see. That's what he wanted. Okay. Because I saw Darno tap his glove on the ground, but I think that was for Ruggiano to see, or feel, or hear. And they went with the fastball up.
It's a little gamesmanship.
Yep. Usually that's for a breaking ball. Like that. Two down.
And Black starting to walk off the field as if there were 3. But no, just 2. No doubt about it. He went around. So clearly Black with really good stuff. If he can harness it, he may be able to stick around the big leagues for a while. No relation to Padre manager Bud Black, because Buddy was left-handed and a finesse pitcher.
So they can't be related.
Can't be related.
Black is from Amarillo, Texas, to Dallas Baptist University. Line drive will drop. Bonifacio on for the 2nd time tonight. He's getting instructions from Eric Hinsky in terms of the move of this right-hander Vic Black. Leadoff home run from Chris Coughlin. off the left-hander Edgin to tie the game. And it looks like the 9th will be Hector Rondon's, even if we're tied.
Mets playing no doubles, extremely deep in the outfield.
Little delayed steal, and the ball got away anyway. Bonifacio with a couple of shuffle steps, and he will be credited with a steal.
Well, this is what I was talking about earlier when we got into that conversation about runners in scoring position and how meaningful the statistics are, and what hitting coaches look for is the at-bat. You know, a mature approach in a critical situation, and this is exactly what we've got. Tie game, bottom of the 8th, potential winning run out there in scoring position for Junior Lake. Slow down the heart rate.
Breaker is a strike. It's 1-1.
A couple deep breaths. Just stay within your game plan. Good swing.
Yep.
But now we're at that count again. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Where the odds shift greatly to the pitcher, and this is where we haven't seen from Junior a real willingness to change his approach, to shorten up his stroke a little bit.
He held. Ball made by Todd Titchener at first.
Buys him another pitch. The ability to lay off there. Darno wants to talk it over with Black.
So the home run by Coughlin helps the Cubs avoid being swept, or shut out rather, for the 9th time this season, and more importantly ties the ball game. It has been tough sledding offensively here, especially lately. The Cubs have been involved in a lot of blowouts. This feels more like most of the first 2 months. A lot of nail biters. Three and 2 with Rizzo on deck.
Nothing wrong with drawing a walk here. Junior turning it over to Rizzo. Lefty up in the Mets pen.
Scott Rice,
sinker baller.
And he got him. Bottom fell out of it. Black with 2 strikeouts. But Chris Coughlin connects for the first time this season, and it's a game tied. 1-1 after 8.
Jack Link's Jerky presents Hangry Moments.
What's your kitty's name?
It's a puma. Thank you.
Jack Link's Jerky, the protein-packed way to feed your wild side.
This is Mia's new Honda CR-V. The same car that will let the world know that she loves rock and roll. With the Econ button that will help her save a little gas when she sees that same barn house the second time.
Hey, Dad, it's
And
me.
the Bluetooth that will assure her she can always move back home and pay rent.
Okay, Dad.
Start something special now with the CR-V from KBB.com's most trusted car brand. Visit your local Honda dealer today.
Hey there, can I help you?
Sorry. Hi. We need a new family plan.
How about 10 gigs of data to share and unlimited talk and text?
Oh, 10 gigs sounds pretty good.
Yeah, really good. And for a family of 4, it's $160 a month.
What? Get out of here.
Sorry, are we still doing the whisper thing, or?
Oh, sorry. Yes. We'll take it.
Introducing our best ever family pricing. For instance, a family of 4 gets 10 gigs of data with unlimited talk and text for $160 a month, only from AT&T.
Welcome back to Wrigley. We're all tied up here at 1 in the top of the 9th, and Hector Rondon makes his way to the mound. Of course, back from paternity leave, he and his wife welcomed in a baby boy on Saturday named Ian, and I had a chance to ask Hector today, and he said, you know, for my girl, who is now 2, I actually didn't get to be in the room for her delivery, but this time I was able to be there and actually help deliver baby Ian, and he said it was a very emotional moment, something that kind of puts everything else in perspective, guys.
Well, I don't know if he's gotten much sleep, but he's back. And that's always actually a good feeling when you welcome a new member into your family. And
absolutely. You know, high times for him. And new baby, taking over the closer's role. He's done a very nice job.
And he's facing Bobby Abreu. Yep, that Bobby Abreu, pinch hitting here in the 9th.
Yeah, he's done a nice job with the Mets this year. He's had a heck of a career.
He turned 40 in March.
Strike zone judgment about as good as anybody that's been around the last 15 years or so.
Started his career with the Astros in 1996. This is his 18th season. And look at what he's done at Wrigley Field. He is closing in on 10,000 career plate appearances.
A great guy to come off the bench because of his ability to hit for extra bases, but also to work a walk.
Recently stole his 400th base. About that group. Barry and Bobby Bonds on that list. 3-1. So let's go with the Phillies 1999 to 2006. When he split the year between Philly and the Yankees. Walk totals 109, 100, 106, 104, 109, 127, 117, 124. Did not play last year. When he was an everyday guy, he was very durable. And a ground ball up the middle. Castro will field behind second. He's got time, and he gets him.
Abreu used to be able to run a little bit, but not so much anymore. Nice play by Castro. Second really good play by Starlin tonight. Keeping that leadoff man off base. Cheating that way for sure, but still a pretty play. One of the writers at Baseball Prospectus that had the quote a while back, and I forget who it was, when Abreu hit his first home run for the Mets, said Bobby Abreu will be able to tell his grandkids about his first home run as a Met when they get home from school today.
A 1-0 fouled back. Well, you think the Mets are regretting not scoring at least one, if not a bunch, in that third inning.
Well, that's the mentality of sports, right? When you don't score and you see those opportunities go by the board, you just have that creeping feeling that it's going to come back to bite you.
From the wind, the 2-1. I guess it missed. 3-1. Henry Mejia along with Scott Rice, and a base hit to left. Murphy 1 for 4. Ball got out of the Mets bullpen. Slight delay. Jose Abreu came off the DL last night and homered for the White Sox. He's homered again tonight. He's got 17. And the Sox lead the Dodgers 3-1 in the fourth. He's pretty good.
Yeah. Seems to have figured out some things.
In the ninth inning in Milwaukee, the Twins lead the Brewers 6-3. Willingham and Dozier have homered for the Twins.
Murphy, a very good fastball hitter.
Double play ball. The flip. The turn. 4-6-3. Bonifacio and Castro teaming up. Rondon does his job. The Cubs will try to win it when we come back.
It's our firm belief that corners are meant to be hugged, not cut. Luxury without compromise. The all-new Audi A3, starting at $29,900. Experience uncompromised luxury at your local Audi dealer.
Heat shields are compromised. We have multiple failures. Are those thrusters burning?
That's negative. What's that alarm?
Fuel cell 2 is down. I'm have to get her in manually.
This is very exciting. But I'm at my stop.
Come again?
I'm watching this on the train. It's so hard to leave. Good luck with everything.
With the Uverse TV app, the Uverse revolves around you.
Well, Harper's coming up to the plate. You know, I don't believe it, but he signed that 2-year contract that puts him on a limited hit plan.
Absolutely terrible. He gets fined for getting too many hits.
And he's already over his monthly hit limit. And there's a base hit up the middle.
And here come the overages.
Switch to the Uncarrier. T-Mobile is doing things differently. No long-term service contracts. No ridiculous overages.
Tomorrow, the White Sox and Dodgers will wrap up their 3-game set in Los Angeles. White Sox and Dodgers tomorrow night, 8:30 for the pregame coverage. Hawk and Stoney have the call of all the action only on Comcast Sportsnet.
Follow the Cubs with MLB.com @bat for your iPhone, iPad, Android, BlackBerry 10, or Windows Phone 8. Get score, stats, highlights, live audio, and more. Text @bat to 31826 or visit Cubs.com for details.
Well, it'll be nice to see the Cubs have a good homestand here. They've got another 10-game road trip starting next Monday in Pittsburgh. A lot of traveling here over about a month period. 20 out of 26 on the road, and a chance to win the first game of this homestand. A tie game. Scott Rice facing Anthony Rizzo.
Rice 1-on-1 with the 497, and talk about traffic. A lot of base runners allowed by Rice in limited innings, 12 2/3. 12 hits, 11 walks. Typically comes in for a left-handed batter or two at a time. He worked 4 times, 4 days in a row in that Phillies series. A third of an inning in each outing.
He made his major league debut last year after 14 seasons in the minors. So I guess making up for lost time. He's just going to pitch every day the rest of his life.
Pitch me till my arm falls off. I'm good. I'm in the big leagues. Extreme ground ball pitcher.
1 strike on Rizzo and a ground ball foul. Oh for 3 with 3 strikeouts for Rizzo.
And immediately down 2 strikes.
And a base hit, and the winning run is on base with nobody out. He's been so good against lefties.
Good start to the bottom of the 9th, and we talk a lot about making an adjustment. Look, a little choke up on the bat. Minimizes the movement, the lower body, gets that front foot down early. He's just trying to hit a line drive somewhere. A slugger who can win the game for you, for sure, but once he's down in the count, 2 strikes, the approach changes. That's good hitting.
Now Castro 0 for 3, and Rizzo took 1 step towards second and then went back to first, trying to read that move by Rice. 1-0. They give Starlin a lot of room on the right side. 2-0.
Yeah, and unconventional, but this is a situation where you might be tempted to start a base runner because of the high ground ball tendencies for Rice. You just can't afford to get doubled up here. Castro, a great contact guy. Rice doesn't throw it by many people. The downside is you would force Castro to swing at a ball possibly out of the zone. And 2-0 with a guy with a little power, you'd rather him be, go ahead and just take a good rip at something you like. 2-1 is more of a hit and run count.
Familia up yet again, in case we get
starting Rizzo here
in the order. Yep,
would be a high risk play and unlikely to happen, but there's a case to be made for it.
That leg kick and the 2-1, swing and a miss. Now after Castro, you have Valbuena, Sherholtz, Coghlan, Baker, lefty, 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 lefty. So that's why Terry Collins did not go to a right-hander to face Castro.
He's got his righty up there perhaps for Mike Holt if Mike Holt were to grab the bat at some point in this inning, but tie game, you got to be careful how you use your resources. Both teams with short benches, each team only carrying 4 extra position players. And the Mets bullpen has got to be gassed.
Okay, now do you send him 3-2 with nobody out?
The swing and miss at that 1 sinker scares me a little bit. I mean, I think it's a defensible play if you start him here.
He is not running, in a ground ball to third. Bobbled by right. Throw to first. Out there. Starlin, for some reason, was turning his head and watching the play. Maybe thinking they were going to throw to second. So Wright gets an out. He wanted to get Rizzo at second. The winning run's now in scoring position. Not sure what happened here.
Yeah, he's looking. He's thinking there's going to be a throw made to second base. You just got to put your head down and run through the bag. I don't know how much it cost him, but it looked like he broke stride a little bit.
I saw Sherholtz slow down on a caught stealing earlier in the ball game. So here's Valbuena, runner at second, one away. The pitch called strike. By the way, the Mets outfield leads the majors with 16 assists. Juan Lagares is on the disabled list. Den Decker threw out a runner last night in Philadelphia. 0-2 on Valbuena. He was also 0-2 in the 7th inning and was able to work a walk. Here it comes. Fouled that one off his foot. Second time he's done that tonight.
Trying to remember the last time the Cubs did the bone pile thing in the middle of the field after a game-winning hit.
Swing and a miss on a breaker. And now 2 down. It's up to Sherholtz.
Hard slider moving down and out of the strike zone to punch out Valbuena, who doesn't chase many bad ones. Good pitch there by Rice.
Well, you brought it up earlier. You've got Whiteside, who you don't want to use, backup catcher. Would be the last pinch hitter in terms of position players you would use anyway. Mike Olt, the other possibility, but there's no way he would get Rice. So,
right, you
Ricky Renteria, it's either Olt against, I think it's Familia's up, or the lefties against Rice. Probably better off saving that bullet in a tie game, as you said. Cubs continue to go with an extra man in the bullpen as they get younger out there. We missed it earlier. Jose Veras designated for assignment today. Winning run at second. 2 outs. The pitch. Into the corner. Cubs are gonna win it as Rizzo will score. Nate Sherholtz with the game-ending single. 2-1 the final.
Wow, how about that win? There's the bone pile. The Mets with all the chances early, and Jake Arrieta able to tiptoe out of trouble time and time again, buying his guys time. Coughlin delivers the game-tying home run. Sheerholtz wins it here in the bottom of the ninth. With what, just the second at-bat the Cubs had all night long with a man in scoring position.
And how about the two hits? Lefties versus the lefty.
No balls and 2 strikes. It's kind of unlikely.
And Hector Rondon will get a win back off the paternity list. I guess that wins for little Ian. The GMC player of the game, Nate Sheerholtz, as the Cubs walk off a winner. And let's go down to the field. Kelly Kroll.
Well, Nate, walk me through that last at-bat, 0-2 in the count. What'd you see?
Yeah, he pitched me backwards compared to Valbuena. So I was just trying to put the ball in play hard somewhere, and luckily I got the right pitch to do it.
How good did that dog pile feel there in the middle of the field?
Pretty good. It's been a little while since I've done that, so it was nice. It was a good comeback victory for us.
Speaking of that, describe what Wheeler was doing earlier to kind of keep you guys off base and everything, but you able to fight back there against their pen?
He just mixed up his pitches. You know, we didn't put very many good swings on the ball early, but then Coughlin had that big hit, and our pen really, Arrieta battled, and our pen really, kept us in the game. Wow.
How did that feel?
That was the first.
Congratulations, Nate. Guys, there you go. Nate Sheerholtz, the big hit tonight.
Thanks, Kelly. Stellar work out of the bullpen again, JD. We talk about, when you're down late, you kind of forget about the guys who keep you in the ballgame.
Right, yeah, there's, obviously the eighth inning guys, the closers get a lot of attention, and rightly so. But the one at bat that stands out to me tonight was Schlitter in the fifth with first and second, and Flores up there. Flores had 2 pretty good at-bats already, and he came in and punched him out. And really from that point on, the bullpen of the Cubs shut this Met lineup down.
So that will wrap things up for JD and our crew, led by John Walsh, Dave Turner, Tamara Anderson, Mark Harper, Jim Corno Jr. I'm Len Casper here at Wrigley Field. Your final, the Cubs 2 and the Mets 1. We're back on the air Thursday, series finale an hour earlier, 5:30 for our pregame coverage. JD and I will take over at 6. Up next, Blue Cross Blue Shield Cubs post-game live.
About that, Cubs get it done. They get a walk-off and beat the New York Mets. David Kaplan and Todd Hollinsworth. I know the record isn't what they want it to be, but it's always exciting when you get a walk.
Oh, it's a great win. The bullpen did a fantastic job in tonight's ball game. 2 lefties down, 0-2 in the count, getting it done. Rizzo, Sheerholtz, big at-bats. Big win for the Cubbies tonight. They got to feel good to kick off this homestand.
All right, Mets roll into town thinking they were going to make hay, and they walk away on the short end of a 2-1 score. All right, we've got a lot to do on our Blue Cross Blue Shield Cubs post-game live. Get you the Subway winning box score, player of the game, key plays, and we'll hear from Cubs general manager Jed Hoyer, who spoke before the game today, and get you caught up on the roster moves. All coming up. We'll be right back on our Blue Cross Blue Shield Cubs post-game live.
Quiet on the set. Pick 73. What? It's a saving big is no laughing matter at the Bob Roman Auto Group. Over 7,000 new and used cars online at BobRorman.com.
There's only one Bob Roman.
My husband, Trey Ponder, was killed June 28, 2005 in Afghanistan.
My husband's death was the hardest thing I've ever faced. The Special Operations Warrior Foundation stepped in to help.
Now you can help too. Purchase new Cherry 5-Hour Energy now through July 31st. And a portion of each sale benefits Special Operations Warrior Foundation to help families of fallen heroes.
I will always miss my dad, but thanks to Special Operations Warrior Foundation, I will never feel alone.
For over 50 years, Discount Tire has been the place where America saves on tires. We're not just about tires, we're about people. Come see the difference at your neighborhood Discount Tire. Get a $70 Visa prepaid card on select sets of 4 Bridgestone tires.
Cubs baseball on Comcast Sportsnet is brought to you in part by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. Your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Honda dealers, as reliable as the cars themselves. AT&T, mobilizing your world. Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. Menards, save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. And by Audi, truth in engineering. This is Cubs Postgame Live, presented by Blue Cross and Blue Shield.
The pitch. Into the corner. Cubs are going to win it as Rizzo will score. Nate Scherholtz with the game-ending single. 2-1 the final.
And the Cubs beat the Mets 2-1, game 1 of a 3-game set. Good pitching from Zach Wheeler. Not enough for the Mets. Cubs tied up late and then win it on the walk-off. Hello, welcome to Cubs Post-Game Live, presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield. Good old number 28. Todd Hollinsworth, I'm David Kaplan. You know, the Cubs needed really good starting pitching. They didn't get great starting pitching. They got okay from Arrieta,
Right.
piled up the pitches, but the bullpen did their job.
Well, the bullpen did the job tonight. That's right. You walk into this one, you get 4 1/3 shutout innings, no walks. That's the one thing that hits home with me. What you want from your bullpen guys, they don't make trouble. Yeah, you're going to give up some hits every now and again, but you didn't walk anybody. You get 3 strikeouts, 4 1/3 shutdown innings. Arrieta, he tap danced through those first 5 innings. But again, set the stage. It's the one thing I said in the 8th inning. It didn't feel like it. The Mets left 9 guys out there in the first 5 innings, and you said, you know what? This is only a 1-run ball game. One swing of the bat ties this thing up, and you got it from Coughlin.
All right, time now for our Sports Authority play of the game, and that would be a walk-off. You never get to see these much at Wrigley this season, but we do tonight. Nate Scherholtz, and as soon as that ball left the bat, Anthony Rizzo on his horse, and the Cubs plate the winning run and win it 2-1.
Yeah, good at bat right there by Nate Scherholtz. I know it's down in the count, and you say, okay, well, this is a mistake from Rice. No doubt about it, but he threw a lot of curveballs in that inning, certainly to the left-handed hitters. Anthony Rizzo did it himself. 0-2 curveball base hit to center field. Struggled against the righty tonight. 3 strikeouts. Gets the lefty in there. He's been well against them this year. Gets a good result. Gets himself into scoring position on the ground ball by Castro. But Nate Scherholtz had seen all those curveballs. Luis Valbuena, that was, I know it was a strikeout, but again, got a good look in the on-deck circle at that breaking pitch. 0-2 pitch, he gets it, game winner.
We'll check in with Cubs manager Rick Renteria. Let's go to Wrigley, brought to you by Xfinity.
Nice job coming in, picking up Jake, and then Russ giving us 1+. Obviously, Neil and Hector, holding it down there. So, they kept us in the ball game. Coughlin with that big homer in the 8th, and I think it was the 8th. And then that you know, those big at-bats in the end. Rizzy, nice job. And, you know, a little bobble at third. Kind of kept it open, and you know, really good defender. So we were very fortunate with that. But I thought that the at-bat that Nate obviously put together there was the big one. So it was really nice. Riz, that was a great at-bat by Riz to get on. Once again, driving the ball against the lefty into center field, staying more the other way. Really good at-bats. You know, between him and me, getting the hits off. Yes. Some of the things that we were hoping would be things that would happen, and you know, fortunately for us today, you know, we ended up coming out on top.
Rick, winning games like that never gets old.
No.
What's the feeling like that in the dugout when it happens and then carries over into the...
Well, you know, the guys were elated, obviously, and you saw them celebrating. That was our first walk-off at home. I mean, at least for me this year, and I don't know, you know, last year how many, but it was nice to be able to actually reap the benefits of what I think the pitching did for us throughout the whole ball game. And I know we didn't get a whole lot of hits, but we got some that counted, and to finally leave somebody out on the field, especially trailing the whole ball game pretty much, and then coming back it's a tremendous feeling. It never gets old. You're right. I'm glad to be experiencing it for the first time here as a Cubby, and I'm glad to be experiencing it, and I'm sure those guys are really happy about it.
Jake was finally except running up the pitch count.
Yeah, he ran the pitch count up a little bit. I mean, even yeah, when we went out there, he said I wasn't very efficient today. So, you know, again, these guys all understand that there are a lot of things that we monitor, and there's a lot of things that we're mindful of. And fortunately for us, you know, the relief that we have really does do a very good job, and it has been doing a very good job, and has kept us in the ball game. So. You're welcome.
All right, there you go. Ricky Renteria talking about tonight's win. Let's talk about the pitching tonight, because Jake Arrieta has really good stuff. He just piled up the pitches. I think he was at 105 in the fifth inning. You look at the numbers there, and Zach Wheeler goes into the seventh. Arrieta cannot get through 5 to pick up a chance at a win. Gives up 7 hits, 1 earned. Didn't have his best command.
No, this is where you get frustrated, because this is part of the Baltimore Orioles story. You think about Jake Arrieta, you say, what are you talking about? Well, this is who he was with the Orioles. I talked to some people over there about him when he was coming over here, and that's just some of the frustration that you would get. His stuff, a lot of times, I mean, again, all singles tonight, people. I mean, he wasn't hit hard. This wasn't balls banging off walls. This was some base hits here and there.
All right, here's our UPS store taking care of business play of the game. Bases loaded, nobody out. You got to 2. How about the third out? A rocket up the middle would have gone for at least a base hit and 2 runs, you would think. But he makes the
Well, that's the hardest hit ball. I mean, really, the Mets threw out there. Yeah, they had some singles tonight, but again, Arrieta efficiency. I mean, the ability to get himself out of jams, the ability to get himself in some jams, and that's what you saw again tonight. Fastball, I mean, explosive at the plate, late movement. Again, not great contact. They were able to throw some hits out there and create some traffic jams, but as soon as he got into the stretch, he honed in, made pitches, and got outs.
All right, the Cubs find a way to win it late. We'll take a timeout. We got to take you through Subway winning box score. A look back at Holly's key before the game tonight. What did the Cubs have to do to be successful? Got a whole lot to do, plus we'll hear from Jed Hoyer. It's all coming up. Blue Cross Blue Shield Cubs Postgame Live will continue.
Cubs Postgame Live is presented to you by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois. Through it all.
Picking up pieces of my life, sometimes there's ones I just can't find, but they found a home with you. And when I think about the things that we've been through, I know just one thing is true. Life is better with you. Oh, life is better with you.
Whichever sport, whatever team, every Chicago fan deserves a better pizza. For a limited time with Papa John's Fan Frenzy Deal, get a large 3-topping pizza, just $9.99.
Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's. When you get away from smartphones and video games and tablets, it's amazing what you can really plug into. This spring, shop the brands you love, plus thousands of items on sale now. Sports Authority, all things sporting good.
Your old air conditioner is costing you money. Put your money back in your pocket with a new air conditioner from Four Seasons. And right now, get a new energy-saving air conditioner from just $24.95 installed. Furnace and AC combos from just $36.95. Plus, enjoy 5 years interest-free financing. Call today for your free estimate on a new AC from Four Seasons.
For all the right reasons, call 866-4 Seasons.
My dad used to give me his camera and say, go play. It was one of those old-fashioned things that had 2 big lenses, a crank, and you look through the top. I would take pictures of whatever I wanted, and we would develop the film and make prints. It was a great game. Now when I show him the stuff I shoot for the magazine, he asks, how's work? I say, someone once said, if you love what you do for a living, you never work a day in your life. We smile.
I'm not much of a shopper, and I got a lot going on, so it's good to know farmandfleet.com is there.
I have got a million things to do. When I think of things that I need, I jot them down, and I go to farmandfleet.com, and I do all my shopping.
I can just finish what I'm doing, grab my phone, see all the products I want, just order them right there online.
I just place my order, and I pick it up at the store.
I just pick it up and go. They make it easy.
It's so easy and convenient.
Sportsnet Central, tonight after Postgame Live.
Time for our Four Seasons heating, air conditioning, and plumbing. Who's hot and who's not hot? How about Kyle Seager? 429 with 7 extra base hits and 7 knocked in. Justin Masterson picking a good time. He's going to be a free agent end of the year. A .90 ERA last week. 1 earned run and 13 punch-outs. Brock Holt, 355, 6 XBHs, and 5 RBIs. Who's icy cold? Tim Stauffer. Look at that ERA. Looks like Holly in the men's league pitching. 27.00. Shelby Miller, 825. And Austin Jackson, that's me hitting. 100. 2 hits and an RBI. All right, welcome back. Cubs Post-Game Live presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois. Time now for our UPS store taking care of business player of the game. And how about when you're down a run late and you gotta get even? You call Chris Coughlin, and he has left the building.
Oh, elevated fastball right there. Great at bat for Chris. I mean, we talk about limited playing time, limited opportunity, not a lot of success yet. Gets a pitch right there to change the game around. It does just that. Great approach. Didn't pull off the ball. I mean, sometimes you see from a lefty-lefty matchup right there with 2 strikes, a 4-3, a little bit of a rollover. Stayed through it right there, drove it out to left field, and got this one tied.
All right, time now for our Subway winning box score. And this one belongs to the Chicago Cubs by virtue of a 2-1 win on a walk-off by Nate Shearholtz. Look at the numbers. Nate, a big night, 3 for 4. You got a knock for Bonifacio up at the top. You got a hit for Anthony Rizzo. It was a key hit in the game. He came in to score the game-winning run. And you've got Chris Coughlin, the 1 for 3 with the home run.
Made it stand up, Cap. Not a lot of action in the middle of that lineup, but I'll tell you what, we made good on some of those lefty-lefty matchups.
All right, there's the Mets box score, and you get Curtis Granderson on his homecoming with a big contingent from UIC in the bleachers. He gets a 3-hit night, but really not a lot of productivity other than Matt Dandecker up at the top with a couple of hits, but they only able to plate 1 run.
Yeah, well, they put guys on base. I mean, it's really what it came down to. Runners in scoring position, they failed miserably tonight. I mean, you just left the Cubs in this game, left them hanging around, and gave them an opportunity late. Mets had runners on early and often in this one. Curtis Granderson had a nice ball game and a good approach for the Mets. They've been playing some pretty good baseball right now, and the offense has been pretty decent on the road this year, and you saw it again tonight. They just couldn't get anybody in.
All right, we'll take time out. We'll come back. Still got to tell you about Holly's Key before the game tonight. That was right on the money. We'll be right back. Cubs Post-Game Live presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois.
Attention, Chicago White Sox fans. When the White Sox score 5 or more runs, you get 50% off your entire online order the next day at papajohns.com. Use promo code SOX5.
Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
Now's the perfect time to finish your big projects with the Menards 11% sale. There's never been a better time to save on everything you need. Get an 11% rebate on hardwood flooring and tile, an 11% rebate on kitchen and bath, 11% on patio and retaining wall blocks. Plus, don't forget paint and stain, power tools, doors, and lighting. Menards has everything you need to create the home of your dreams. Hurry in. Sale ends June 7th.
Save big money at Menards.
This is the Andersons' new Honda Accord LX. Compared to a Ford Fusion, in the first 5 years it could save them $1,500 in gas and end up costing them a total of $3,500 less to own, according to Edmunds.com. No wonder the Accord is the best-selling midsize car in America. Start something special now with the Accord. Visit your local Honda dealer today.
Real sports fans want to watch the game live, and nobody has more live sports than Xfinity. This is our sports app.
It'll show you every game that's playing live and every game that's scheduled to play.
It's got everything I need. Live scores updated right now.
See these live games highlighted in white? Click on any of them and watch live.
Fourth quarter, it's all tied up. I want to see this triple overtime game.
Wow. Wow, that's amazing. This is the ultimate experience right here.
Enjoy the most live sports like never before with an Xfinity X1 Triple Play. See for yourself. Call 1-800-XFINITY.
If ever you're not satisfied with one of our tires, please feel free to bring it back. Thank you. Discount Tire Company.
This is my business. I'm the owner and sole proprietor.
I only have one other employee, Chester.
It's a romantic notion. Be the boss, but you are alone.
Well, not technically alone.
I do have a lot of help, actually.
My UPS store.
I had this printed there. Packing, shipping, help.
Outstanding.
Posters.
I have a mailbox there.
Best thing, they're right down the street.
The owner's a friend.
Forgot the account.
My team.
Yes! Careful now.
Remodeling your home? Demand LP SmartSide Trim and Siding. It's not only beautiful, but also incredibly tough. Compare it to other siding at lpsmartside.com.
All right, we had some roster moves today. Wellington Castile, 15-day DL stint with a left rib cage strain. Jose Veras, designated for assignment. Cubs will end up eating about $3.4 million on that deal after he is claimed. And Eli Whiteside up to back up John Baker and maybe split some time with him. Does that surprise you? First, let's hear from Cubs general manager Jed Hoyer on a busy day.
He did work really hard after his early command struggles, and he's thrown more strikes lately. And, it's a funny game in the bullpen. This is a guy that, last year was, go-to guy for Detroit down the stretch and didn't walk anybody, and, shows up this year and, had trouble with the strike zone. And there's nothing more volatile than a reliever, and I hope for his sake, because he's a great guy and a good mentor, that he gets back on track.
All right, that was talking about Jose Veras. Surprised you that the Cubs ate the money?
Not at all. His role was lost. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. You're a young organization. You're looking to take steps forward. We talk about Schlitter. We talk about Ramirez down there, Rondon. Guys have taken his job, and they're running with it. They're going to be the ones moving forward, even if he's on this roster that are going to get more leash than he is. And that's really what it comes down to. It's not a numbers game. It's not a financial decision. This is based on flat out. He lost his playing time. He lost his job. Even though he was taking small steps, incremental, looked like he was kind of coming back around. This wasn't going to be, he's going to be our closer next month. So, I mean, that's ultimately what it comes down to. He lost his job. He lost his role.
All right. He will sit out there. No one will pick him up on waivers. Cubs will be responsible for his salary and a $150,000 buyout. He'll get a $500,000 offset when he is claimed. We'll be right back. Cubs Postgame Live, presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois.
And Blue Shield of Illinois knows your 20s is your time. So go ahead and act your age. We're the smart choice for health insurance, and we're ready when you are. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, through it all.
Attention, Chicago White Sox fans. When the White Sox score 5 or more runs, you get 50% off your entire online order the next day at papajohns.com. Use promo code SOX5.
Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
Congratulations, Wrigley Field. On your 100th anniversary, Jewel Osco is proud to have shared the highs and lows together for over 100 years. We're honored to be your neighbor and call Chicago our home.
Heat shields are compromised. We have multiple failures. Are those thrusters burning?
That's negative. What's that alarm?
Fuel cell 2 is down. I'm at the gather in manually.
This is very exciting. But I'm at my stop.
Come again?
I'm watching this on the train. It's so hard to leave. Good luck with everything.
With the Uverse TV app, the Uverse revolves around you.
To catch a pest, you have to think like a pest. So for the ants that are climbing from these branches to this house, I'll rotate my baits. From protein to sugar to fats.
If ever you're not satisfied with one of our tires, please feel free to bring it back. Thank you. Discount Tire Company.
This is Bob's new Honda Accord. The same car that'll pick his daughter up around the corner after her first date.
I'll be there soon, all right?
And come to her rescue when the love of her life breaks her heart. The car he'll use to show her parallel parking really isn't so hard. And the car that will be the best graduation gift ever. Start something special now with the Accord. Named one of Car and Driver's 10 best a record 28 times. Visit your local Honda dealer today.
All right, let's take a look back. Holly was in the newsroom regaling us with what the key would be for a Cubs victory. Take it away, Todd.
Well, efficiency, it really is what it comes down to tonight. Both guys, you look at Zach Wheeler and what his story has been. He's certainly been much better of late. We're going to talk about Arrieta first. Efficiency tonight, I thought, was going to be a big part of this, getting length out of him. Now, it didn't necessarily factor in because the bullpen was lights out. But at the beginning of the day, that's really where I thought this one was going to go. And you didn't get quite the efficiency you would have liked from Arrieta. Obviously, 105 pitches through 4 2/3 innings is not enough. I mean, we can sit here and talk about the stuff, the high ceiling. But again, he's got to get better at that. He's got to get a little bit more length. Wheeler was on his game tonight. So if we're going to tip the scale in one direction or the other, Wheeler wins this one, even though the Cubs get the game.
All right, let's check out the pitching matchup for tomorrow's Game 2. Edwin Jackson takes the bump against Daisuke Matsuzaka, who gets his second start for the Mets this season. Jackson 3-5 with a 4.81 ERA.
Yeah, looking to go. I mean, it's going to be fastball command. Again, you got a lineup right now with the Mets. They're swinging the bats pretty well, so it's going to be key. Always seems to be with Edwin Jackson, able to set up that slider. And if he can do it, get some efficiency there, he can get long. I mean, this is what I'm hoping to see from Edwin Jackson. Again, that fastball leading the way, which we know it'll do. Again, working in the changeup, working in the slider to get the results he wants. This Mets team, again, has typically struggled offensively, not so much on the road this year, but again, as a group. They don't have a tremendous amount of power, a little bit in the middle there, but even David Wright's only got 4 homers on the season. So if he doesn't make trouble for himself, I think you saw tonight, Mets still waiting for that big hit. They didn't get it. So Edwin Jackson, if he's on his game tomorrow, doesn't make trouble for himself, I'd expect a great outing.
All right, Manny Ramirez expected to spend this week in Arizona at the Cubs complex, get some at-bats, and then join the Iowa Cubs in a pinch-hitting role and a coaching role by the weekend.
Yeah, he's one of the best I'd seen. Certainly one of the best I went up against. Yeah, there's a lot of baggage, but we'll go ahead and dismiss it for now. Inside that little bubble there, teaching guys how to hit, how to situational hit, he's not a bad guy to go to.
All right, you want some good news? Chris Bryant down at Double-A.
19.
Named an all-star today and cracked number 19, wow. His 19th home run, hitting .353 with an on-base percentage north of .450. Thank you for watching Cubs Postgame Live, presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois. Mark and Kip are next with Sportsnet Central. Holly and I see you Thursday.
To feel this is something completely different.
2 days after the fact, the Hawks are still feeling the pain. Standing alongside Mark Shanowski, I'm Kip Lewis, and this is Sportsnet Central presented by GMC.
While the Blackhawks are left wondering what might have been, the Bears prepare for their 2014 season with a definite edge.
LA and Chicago continue their rivalry with the top Cuban ballers taking center stage.
And the road to Wrigley remains painfully slow for the Southern League's best hitter.
Michael at the foul line, a shot on Elo, good! The Bulls win it! They win it!
MJ versus LeBron. Air Jordan against King James. The best of the best here on Sportsnet Central.
You are connected to Sportsnet Central, presented by GMC.
Today marks the one-year anniversary of Yasiel Puig's debut with the Dodgers. And, of course, the White Sox added their own Cuban sensation, Jose Abreu, this season. So here's a look at each player's numbers through their first 45 Major League games. Puig has the huge advantage in hits and average, but it's Abreu that started off showing the most power with a whopping 16 home runs and 44 RBI, which is double that of Puig. Time now for a score alert. Didn't take long for Abreu to strike again in Los Angeles. Start this one in the first inning. Runner at second. Jose, it's all yours.
Homered off Kershaw. That ball hit high and deep. Stay fair. It will, and you can put it on the board. Yes! El Cañon does it again. 2-0 Sox. Well, it took until
number 17 this season for the Sox rookie. Third inning, Sox up 2-1 at this point. Runners at the corners for the Cannon. And Abreu grounds into a fielder's choice, but brings home Adam Eaton. Abreu accountable for 3 Sox runs already. Then in the fourth, another Sox slugger adds to the run total. Tyler Flowers at the dish takes Dan Herron's offering deep and gone to right. It's Flowers' 5th of the year. It is now 4-1. Sox lead it in the 6th inning.
Well, more roster juggling for the Cubs before they opened a 6-game homestand tonight against the New York Mets. Veteran closer Jose Veras has been designated for assignment, which means the Cubs will most likely have to eat his remaining salary. Catcher Wellington Castillo goes on the disabled list because of a rib injury. Reliever Hector Rondon and catcher Eli Whiteside have been added to the Cubs roster. To the north side we go as Jake Arrieta tries for his 2nd win of the season, taking on the slumping Metropolitans. Top of the first inning with a runner on. Daniel Murphy lines without the third base line, but how about that defense by Luis Valbuena? He robs Murphy of extra bases with a diving stab. The Mets would get 1 in the inning on a sacrifice fly. Arrieta in and out of trouble all night. Top of the second, 2 on, 2 outs. He gets Matt Dendecker to ground out to third to end the inning. Now top of the third, same score, and Arrieta will snag the comebacker to get out of a bases-loaded, no-out jam without a run crossing the plate. Arrieta only gets through 4 2/3 innings. He gave up 1 run on 7 hits. On the other side, Dan Wheeler really had it going against the Cubs offense. He averaged a strikeout an inning. He finished with 7 punch-outs over 6 2/3. Wheeler only gave up 2 hits, no runs. To the bottom of the 8th, still 1-0 Mets. Chris Coghlan. He hasn't done much this season, but he drives one deep to center field, and that is out. Cubs get on the board. Coghlan's first homer of the season ties the game at 1. Bottom of the 9th now. Cubs looking for a walk-off win. Anthony Rizzo gets things started. Base hit to center field, and the Cubs have the potential winning run on base. Then with 2 outs in the inning, Rizzo now on second base. Nate Scherholtz rips one into the right field corner, and Rizzo can walk home from there. The Cubs win it in walk-off fashion thanks to Nate Scherholtz. 2-1 is your final, setting off a wild celebration at the friendly confines. They haven't won a lot of games this year, so I guess they're going to treasure
celebrate when you can.
Every one of them. Time to check out our country financial top performers from tonight's action. Nate Scherholtz, you just saw him, he's the hero. 3 hits, including that game-winning 2-out single in the bottom of the 9th. Chris Coghlan tied it up in the 8th with his first home run of the season. And Hector Rondon, as we mentioned, just back from paternity leave. He picked up the win with a scoreless 9th inning. It was his first appearance since May 24th. Of course, he'd been on the paternity list for the birth of his son, Ian. He celebrated by getting a nice performance and a victory in the Cubs win. Let's hear from Cubs skipper Rick Renteria.
Well, you know, the guys were elated, obviously, and you saw them celebrating. That was our first walk-off at home. I mean, at least for me this year, and I don't know, you know, last year how many, but it was nice to be able to actually reap the benefits of what I think the pitching did for us throughout the whole ball game. And I know we didn't get a whole lot of hits, but we got some that counted. And to finally leave somebody out on the field, especially trailing the whole ball game pretty much, and then coming back it's a tremendous feeling. It never gets old, you're right. I'm glad to be experiencing it for the first time here as a Cubby, and I'm glad to be experiencing it, and I'm sure those guys are really happy about it too.
Of course, for the Cubs, it's all about the future. Time for our Road to Wrigley report. The honors keep rolling in for top prospect Chris Bryant. The power-hitting third baseman headlines a list of 6 Tennessee Smokies who were selected for the AA All-Star Game. Bryant leads the Southern League in all 3 Triple Crown categories. He's hitting .353 with 19 homers, 51 runs batted in. He hit number 19 tonight. But before this evening's action, Jed Hoyer said there really is no rush to promote Bryant up to the AAA level.
It is fun to see a guy, put up that kind of month, and certainly. We tell every prospect to go dominate, and he's obviously doing that. I think we probably want to see it for a little bit longer. It's only been 2 months to that level, and he's been sort of skipping up through the system without really a lot of time at one level. But everything from defense to base running to obviously what he's done offensively, he's everything we had hoped for, and hopefully he'll keep it up.
One comes out to Martinez. Martinez with a shot. It's in! The Kings are headed to the Stanley Cup final. The shot by Martinez deflected. It beats Crawford. It will be the Los Angeles Kings and the New York Rangers.
Well, the Blackhawks are still dealing with that heart-wrenching overtime loss Sunday. A great season and a chance to repeat as Stanley Cup champs abruptly came to an end. Luke Stuckmeyer was on hand as the Hawks met the media one final time, where one topic was about keeping this group together.
This feeling of losing right now, I think, even if you won 2 Stanley Cups already, to feel this is something completely different.
Once the pain is gone, there's room to grow. And for Jonathan Toews and Patrick Kane, that growth could soon be coming in their bank accounts. Signing their stars to off-season extensions is the top of the Blackhawks wish list.
There's no doubt that's what we're going to do. I've made it clear, we've never wavered from that. There's no doubting the importance of those 2 players.
I haven't really thought much about it, especially with the season going on in the playoffs. So I'm sure we'll talk more about it as time goes along here throughout the summer.
Still kind of pretty fresh after the fact of exiting our season just a couple days ago, so I haven't really given it too much thought yet.
The trick is rewarding those core pieces while still having enough left to surround them with talent. Toews and Kane seem to hate losing as much as they love winning, making this city the perfect place.
I think back to the day I was drafted, I had absolutely no idea that all this would be in store for me in my short career so far.